Alright, hello everyone, this is Crota giving you Game 4 in the series between, I'm just going to call them Overclass now. Had a little bit of time and a little bit of a break in between Game 3 and Game 4. So far the series has been pretty good, and I've been really enjoying it as I guess I'll go into my, what style of casting would you guys like to hear? I guess I'll go into my NPR voice for a little while longer. The games are starting to go a little bit longer and my voice is starting to feel it. So we see an Altar of Darkness, Crypt, and Ziggurat opening coming in from Fantafiction, nothing too out of the ordinary. Meanwhile, Overclass or Shami coming in with an Altar of Elders, Moonwell, Ancient of War, close to the Green Creep camp here, and it will be able to tank some of that damage. The key question will be when these players do find each other out and how aggressive they are. Tomb of Relics now being established, and we know so far that we've seen Fantafiction open up with Unholy Aura twice as the first ability and a Death Coil as the first ability. Curiously enough, the Unholy Aura actually worked out better in most cases than the Death Coil. So far, a Ziggurat needs to finish being summoned, and as soon as that is done, we will see a Death Knight versus a Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is slightly out faster as an Ancient of War now training that archer. So I could have pretty much scripted the first minute and a half as both players are now finally moving out to scout. The Wisp looking to do a full cross spawn check first, doesn't see the Ghoul now gonna pass by over here, and what is happening? The Wisp didn't spot the Ghoul didn't spot the Wisp, and well, I guess they have the same sight range, so we'll see what's going to come down in this matchup as the Archer now already drawing attack and drawing fire, gonna deal some damage to a giant sea turtle. That giant sea turtle taking a thrashing from that tree, already down to 153 hit points, down to 80. And now what is going to happen here? The Demon Hunter going to get some easy shots. Is the giant sea turtle going to fall to the Ghoul? No. And the Ghoul is able to escape, but ever so barely. Meanwhile, coming back, there is a Wisp hiding here. We are already going into a Nerubian tower to try and protect those Acolytes as they are very vulnerable. And now I really like this play by Overclass or Shami. Shami has really consistently put out a lot of Wisp across the map. It looks as though the Death Knight is going to purposely move out, and the Ghoul does have Unholy Aura now benefiting just from a little bit there, as now the Death Knight going to outrun the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter has not done a mana burn yet, and now that Demon Hunter trying to catch up to that Death Knight. The Death Knight having a nice lead so far, and will be able to put down a lot of pressure while a lot more Ghouls will be trained. Currently, you can see a fair number of Ghouls already up as the skeletal minions now looking to deal some damage, perhaps cause some bit of harassment. Moonwell, while it's being built, has less hit points and is easier to take down. Meanwhile, we see Ghouls doing some creeping while the Death Knight is away. So the Death Knight opting to apply pressure while creeping, and this is a strategy that I was hoping to see. So far, we've seen him just utilize those Ghouls, getting in a lot of harassment damage, and then the Demon Hunter, because it is very, very effective at absorbing damage, able to absorb it like a sponge, not really falling too far behind. And now taking a look at the Demon Hunter only has a slight advantage over the Death Knight in terms of experience, but that will quickly be for naught, as the giant sea turtle is going to fall to a whole bunch of Ghouls very quickly. And now the Death Knight and Demon Hunter will both be at level 2. Death Coil should be that next item as a Mantle of Intelligence, a little bit of a double-edged sword there, Mantle of Intelligence, as it will allow the Demon Hunter to get off more mana burns, but the Death Knight also gets off more Death Coil. So we'll see what comes out here as we see a skeletal minion passing by the center, and both of these merchants do drop a Rune of the Watcher, which is very important to keep track of sight. And now there we go, we have a Shadow Meld. Dust of Appearance has been purchased, and there's the dust. The Demon Hunter forced to run away, the Archer also running away. And what is that Demon Hunter doing? Buying Boot of Speed and Staff of Teleportation. We will see some very nice instantaneous transportation moving around as skeletal minions are resurrected to finish off these forest trolls. And now perhaps one of these Ghouls will be packing a Rod of Necromancy. Graveyard now being summoned as well. We'll see what's going to be coming in here. Is there one? Nope. No Rod of Necromancy to be spotted just quite yet. Demon Hunter now chasing back once more. Claws of Attack +6 plus Cloak of Shadows. Very nice items on that Demon Hunter this early in the game, as it's able to hide with the rest of the female Night Elves. Now, the Demon Hunter chasing after all of those ghouls here. The ghouls taking a little bit of damage, more than it would like, as the Demon Hunter does have Boots of Speed. A Death Coil should come in to try to save it, and oh no, some pathing. So very nicely done. Apparently the ghouls want to try to save their friend, and more ghouls coming in to block the way once again. You can see that this ghoul already down to 66 hit points. It looks like it will finally go down. The glaive of the Demon Hunter able to finish it off, and now Fantafiction may end up losing a little bit more. That one low hit point ghoul down to 105, 59 hit points, and now Nerubian Tower plus a Halls of the Dead able to slow that down enough. Death Knight sitting at level 2, and I'm trying to find where all of these archers are. It doesn't look like archers are anywhere on the map. Or nope, no, Pandarin Brewmaster now being picked up, and so archers are all hiding inside the main base. Ancient of Wonders and Hunter's Hall has been built in the back, as the Death Knight now apparently just trying to run around, buy time, and get up the Sacrificial Pit, and also going into a Black Citadel. So we may be going into a very, very quick tier 3, and we'll see if he picks up any additional heroes as the Panda gets in the way of the Death Knight. Death Knight now attempting to run away. We'll see what that Death Knight is able to do. So far, just running around in circles, and no serious engagements, no serious battling, no intensive micro. As, oh, we may have a surround. Oh, the archers could have tried to set up an invisible wall, a shadow meld wall. There is Dust of Appearance there on that Death Knight, though, as the gargoyles are now in the air, attempting to clean up some of these wisps. Archers are not going to be able to really chase after those gargoyles. There are simply too many untraversable terrains on this map, on Turtle Rock, as we are going into, I believe, a double crypt. Yes, double crypt with gargoyles. And now, no Sacrificial Pit yet. Is a second hero even out? It looks like the Death Knight may be hiring someone from the tavern. Perhaps a Nagasi Witch is in there. Perhaps a Dark Ranger is in there. Only time can tell. Black Citadel nearing completion. Ancient of War trying to tank a lot of damage. Perhaps that Gargantuan Sea Turtle will take a lot, as there is also a Shade nearby. The Shade keeping track of things. Gargoyles rushing to put in pressure, as all the Gargantuan Sea Turtles are just eating through that Ancient of War, and this Ancient of War may fall very, very quickly. The Pandas and the Archers now trying to make their way over, but the Ancient of War does fall, and in comes a Death Coil to save it. So an easy early victory for Fanatic. Oh, I can't even see his name. Fantafiction. There you go. Fantafiction. I forgot his name for a second. So really nothing going on in this game. Gargoyles engaging, trying to figure out where's a good time to engage. Death Knight and the Demon Hunter have confined themselves to a race around Turtle Rock. Who can run the most laps around Turtle Rock, as the Death Knight does lose the rest of its mana again. It looks like another Ancient of War was just taken down, or otherwise trees decompose very slowly in WarCraft 3. Now looking here, we are going to see Wisp fall very quickly. Down goes one Wisp, and the Gargoyles now looking to perhaps deal damage again. The Gold Mine, if they do start attacking, it will force some repairing, as the Pandarin Brewmaster, a very, very strong one now, with a Pure of Vitality and a Staff of Preservation, sitting at level 2, will have a lot of hit points, especially once Rejuvenation comes into play. Dryads are out. It looks like a couple slow poisons were able to affect one of these gargoyles, and the gargoyle is in stone form. So gargoyles in stone form regenerating very, very quickly. Now, Giant Sea Turtle looks like it will fall. And next will be the Gargantuan Sea Turtle, as the Death Knight perhaps looking to just get a Rod of Necromancy usage there. So far, we see that the Panda and the Death Knight is going to be going after the level 7 Ogre Lords, but this is a creep track coming all the way across the map. Druid of the Claw doing some great pathing, preventing as the Overlord's down to 2 hit points and a mana burn to finish it off. Tome of Experience picked up on the Panda, and the Panda is looking very good. So the Panda may get to level 3 here. Rejuvenation on the Panda. What is going to happen as so far a lot of damage. Staff of Preservation saving the Panda, still regenerating hit points. There is Brilliance Aura on the Demon Hunter. So the Demon Hunter with a pipe able to get Brilliance Aura. And this is looking to be very, very good for the Panda. Panda has that level 3, could turn around. Breath of Fire. The Demon Hunter, however, very low. Staff of Preservation may be used in order to save it. Are we going to get a Drunken Haze? Yes, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. All these ghouls will fall. No, a Scroll of Healing to counter. And a very nice, strong counter move by Fantafiction to keep all of his ghouls alive. Now, the Demon Hunter and the Panda could come back around, get in one more Breath of Fire, but it looks like the ghouls are smarter than that, deciding not to engage next to a level 3 Panda. Level 3 Panda, level 3 Death Knight, no additional heroes as of yet. Taking a look, yeah, just a Death Knight, and this is going to be a very sticky situation. As now we see, a Rune of Healing going to be picked up, healing all of these bears back up to full, or almost up to full, and something that one rejuvenation can take care of very, very quickly. Death Knight being gutsy in this opportunity, opting to try to clear out a level 7 4/4 creep camp. He picks up a Wand of Mana Stealing, not the best item to be had. Perhaps it will be sold, or unless he wants to try to steal mana from the Panda and counteract perhaps a Breath or Fire or two. Orb of Corruption is on the Death Knight, so he is able to attack air and also able to remove 5 armor. Now the Lich will be coming out to play as the Gargoyles and Death Knight need to hide inside their base and play a little bit defensively. There are bears on the field. There are, 2 bears on the field, 1 in Druid form, 3 Dryads. Gargoyle is still looking to figure out where they can harass, as we now see an expansion coming in, but that expansion most likely will just get cancelled as Fantafiction does spot this. And how did he somehow know about that there? Not quite sure. He saw the Overclass's Watcher Ward, and with the Watcher Ward, and that Wisp will be taken out in just a second. That may have been a detonation. Now, Ogre Lord battling it out once again with the Panda and Brewmaster and the Demon Hunter. Both sides very strong. A Ring of Regeneration on the Demon Hunter. Even more difficult to take him down as he regenerates 120 hit points each. What are all of these Gargoyles doing off over here? It looks like they're going to be attacking into the main base here in just a moment. Shades making sure that there are no more bases, as there is 1 Frostworm out. So 1 Frostworm out. We can see Death Knight is out as well. A Scroll of Healing. Are we going to perhaps clear out another creep camp here? That would work out pretty well, as it does go down rather quickly. And that's what exactly Fantafiction needs. He needs to get levels on his heroes. Now we also see another Tree of Life being rebuilt off over here. Now in comes the main army of Overclass. Shami has Django Endurance Aura plus Boots of Speed and a pipe. One of the strangest looking pandas I would ever see, wearing tennis shoes, smoking a pipe, and playing the drums. But here we'll see what's going to happen as the Death Knight now down to 251 hit points, 298 mana burn, Wand of Mana Stealing. What was that? A death pack? Was that a death pack? I'm not sure how that actually happened, but there is a Drunken Haze now on the Death Knight, and the Death Knight moving very slowly because of that Drunken Haze, finally able to escape, and that was the opportunity that Fantafiction needed. He getting very lucky to now be able to run all the way back home and perhaps set up more of a stronger army for the general to lead. Death Knight wandering around on the inside, picking up a potion of healing. No obsidian statues as of yet. Also, only four acolytes on the gold mine. 1 acolyte hanging around by the slaughterhouse. And now, again, we have the Gargoyles coming over to destroy the Tree of Life. Death Knight looking to finish off this creep camp here. There is a level 7 turtle with essentially no armor, and there is still 1 acolyte, and I would wish they would stop with the pinging. I've already mentioned it. Now we see what item was dropped. boots of speed now being dropped. So Death Knight getting another pair of boots of speed. So 2 boots of speed. One on the Lich, one on the Death Knight, making this army very, very fast. The Lich with the Frost Nova able to slow a lot of units, as the Gargoyles have been unrelenting in their constant pressure and just being very annoying all the way around. One a mana stealing. What item will get dropped for that? Oh, Claws of Attack +6, and it will be destroyed as it does not want to be accidentally picked up by the opposing team. Gargoyle still flying around. You still see a gargantuan level 7 creep camp. So not that many creep camps left. Majority of the high level creep camps have been destroyed. And now take a look at this. The Death Knight finishing off another creep camp. We are going to get level 3 on the Lich, level 4 on the Death Knight, and double roars. So double roars as Abolish Magic taking down skeletal minions, giving more experience again. Now, statues sitting nearby, gonna heal up the rest of this army. Fantafiction sitting at 47 over 60, currently at 779 gold. Overclass sitting on a lot more gold, not as much lumber, I don't think. And both players want to get enough resources to be able to max up very, very easily. You can see the Death Knight and the Lich still clearing out these orange creep camps here. Every creep matters now, as we now see Overclass clearing out the last high-level creep camp that I can think of on this map. An orange creep camp that's almost borderline red. Gargantuan Sea Turtle taking some damage. Now we'll see what will be happening here. Wisp looks like it is going to detonate a Frostworm for no other reason than, hey, I can make you all shiny for just a moment. As the Lich now trying to finish off this creep camp here. So almost every creep camp is going to be destroyed. I think that will be it. No, one more creep camp down here, and that will be all she wrote in terms of in terms of creep. The players will have to engage each other if they want their heroes to be higher level. But Overclass looking very strong with a level 5 Panda. Level 5 Panda and also a level 4 Demon Hunter. That level 5 Panda, level 3 Breath of Fire. Wow, an even more strange sight. A panda with drums and a pipe breathing fire. We'll see what will happen or what will come of that, as the Gargoyles are still doing constant harassment. Death Knight looks like it will be able to get to level 5 just in time. Level 3 Death Coil. Here we go. Lich will be at level 3, not quite at level 4. That means that the Demon Hunter will have a 1 level advantage, and that will be a very important factor, as an extra point of evasion or an extra 50 mana in mana burn can be huge. It's now everyone's saying that it's basically very difficult for the Undead to win now. We'll see what he's going to do. He's going after Wisp. There's a lot of Ancient Protectors around. What is going down? Oh, going into stone form and then picking himself back up. He is still taking damage over time and does get taken out by the tower. He needs to be careful. He needs to perhaps park himself here. That's what he did earlier. He will be able to regenerate all of those hit points and perhaps re-engage again. Advanced Creature Attack, level 3. Creature Carapace upgrades also being researched once more. Frostworm currently sitting at level 2 will be level 3, dealing a lot of magic damage. If there were a lot of bears in Overclass's army, I would say that would be productive, but there's also a fair amount of Dryads and also Ancient of Winds. These Ancient of Winds now training Hippogriffs, so the Hippogriffs will be able to destroy. Now, as we see the Hippogriffs, what were they doing? Were they fighting off over here? So we are at a 50 food army versus a 50 food army now, and both sides don't want to go into an upkeep. Gargoyles are all regenerated here. We'll see what will come of this. 2 statues, 2 heroes, and 1 Frostworm. With now adding Gargoyles and Ghouls. And now it looks as though Overclass is gonna bring the fight. May be his downfall. If he's trying to engage against an Undead player inside his base, the hero the heroes can level up regenerate very quickly, but apparently the observers are saying that the undead has 100% chance to lose. I'm not gonna quite call it right just quite yet, but the hippogriffs are level 3 or 3-0 upgrades, and that's looking very strong as we now see more and more things still trying to be trained. 62 over 80 compared to 63 over 80, a very neck and neck army. Still, as more gargoyles are being added, but those gargoyles, if they go up against, those hippogriffs, will be able to tear them apart. So this is going to be rather strange to see who comes out ahead. Hippogriffs have a little bit more hit points, but they do deal a little bit less damage. As both sides just sitting in position here. The meat wagons, perhaps they're going to start picking up corpses and allowing rods of necromancy to really do their thing. And there is another frostworm now, and now getting some more skeletal minions. You could pick up some more corpses and then bring them over to the fight for overclass to deal with. Currently, 4 more hippogriffs now making their way out. 5 hippogriffs making their way out. This is not looking good whatsoever. We'll see what's going to be happening here. There is a destroyer in the group. A lot of gargoyles. And the gargoyles will really have to focus down on those hippogriffs to keep the bone worms and the destroyers alive. 3-1 upgrades on those bone worms, and still no additional upgrades just quite yet. We are going into destroyer form. Training up the obsidian statue. So no destroyer form has already been researched, as you can see by that one destroyer there. And here we go. No, not yet ready to engage. Food fight is 80 versus 82. Overclass currently paying much, much higher taxes in order to keep his army up and operational. Fantafiction has run out of gold in his main gold mine. We'll see who is going to come out here. The gargoyles are upgraded, level 3 weapons upgrade as well, dealing 64 to 100 damage. That is also a ton of hippogriffs. So, this is gonna be a very, very challenging battle. We'll see what's gonna happen here. Meat Wagon's gonna start launching corpses in just a second. We also have the upgrade on the abominations. The abominations dealing more damage. And now here we go. Here comes the engagement. Both sides fighting it out. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. A lot of damage. Scrolls of Healing now being added as well. And both sides still trying to figure this out. More Drunken Haze. We can see the Disease Cloud going at it. And I can either see health bars or I can see, it looks like Overclass is going to come in. And Fantafiction has to say GG. So Overclass comes back 2-0, and that's all the games I have. So Overclass wins game 4, and I had thought Overclass lost the first 2, so not quite sure what to say. If there's a game 5, I'll hunt for it, I'll look for it, but thanks for watching, thanks for listening.